Hello. This is going to be for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs, per usual. So, it's going to be a quick May forecast for you guys. See what generally you can expect to come or to come up. During the month of May, there's going to be a lot of energy shifts taking place. Pluto is currently retrograde right now in Capricorn. And I'll tell you some other transits that are taking place really quickly. Um, May is going to be a month of a lot of retrogrades. So we have Venus going retrograde in Gemini, May 13th. Saturn goes retrograde May 11th. Jupiter goes retrograde May 14th. Chiron goes retrograde. Sorry, that's not until July. Jumping ahead of myself. So there's a few retrogrades, 3 retrogrades in May taking place. So there's gonna be a lot of things, I think, slowing down, and it's gonna be a very introspective time for us. Um, it's Taurus season. Happy birthday for Taurus if you have Taurus in your chart, otherwhere somewhere else or you're a cusp. I'm first gonna pull a card from this deck, Oracle of the Unicorns. I'm going to give the description and then we'll elaborate based on that card to see what the divine wants you to be aware of. I have multiple decks out. We'll use whichever we need to clarify as much as we need to, and let's see what the messages are for you for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. If you don't know how to check your chart, there's a link below showing you how to do so. All right, any messages for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Oh, shit. Okay. Possibility, discernment, and prosperity came out. I'm not going to take all of these, but I will read the messages for you. Possibility, raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. Discernment, all is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. I think this is about trusting yourself. And prosperity, a gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. All right. I'm putting these back because that's too many. Okay. Miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. I love this because often we get too caught up in how something's going to take place that we block it from actually taking place, or we try to control the way things come about so much so that we don't allow it to just flow and happen organically. So let's look at miracles. I have the PDF version of the guidebook, so give me a moment to find this card so I can read it to you. Miracles, page 53. Okay, miracles. Your prayers have been received, and a miraculous outcome is already in motion. The unicorns invite you to relax and have fun whilst you wait for your blessing to take physical form. They remind you that you are the miracle you seek, and everything you desire is already within you and one with you. There is no desire too big or too wonderful for you to co-create with the universe. And because the divine operates outside of time, anything can happen in an instant when you let it. Make space for miracles by releasing the belief that anyone or anything in the physical world is the source of the good in your life. Instead, place your full focus on the divine as your infinite, unwavering, unlimited source, and let the joy of and gratitude of the truth open gateways of abundance. The unicorns remind you that the miracle you are asking for may not come in the form you expect it to. The answer to your prayers may come in a series of stepping stones, and some may not immediately make sense or seem related to your request. Stay open to your guidance, follow your intuition, take aligned action, and surrender your expectations of what, how, and when your miracle will arrive. Let the divine handle the details and demonstrate to you that quote unquote impossible can actually be easy when you surrender, step aside, and trust the magic of the universe. this is speaking to me in the sense of, you know, things are not going to take place the way you normally expect things to. So kind of like expect the unexpected, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is not going to go the way it usually has gone in the past. If you want something different, you got to do something different. You can't do what you've always done and expect different results. Those quotes are coming to mind. So let's elaborate with the Modern Witch Tarot. Show me more about miracles for Aries. Show me what this situation is involving for Aries. I just saw the World card. The Sun. I think this is definitely going to contribute to your growth. The Seven of Swords. I kind of had a feeling that was going to come out. Temperance. Anything else for Aries? King of Swords. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I do think this is involving you taking action towards something that you love, or it could be a new opportunity of love. You could be trying to date. You could be trying to explore a new creative outlet or something like that. But it does involve love and taking action towards something that you love. But I think there's a little bit of reluctance, or you could just be taking your time with it, or you could be um, really looking closely at something before you act. Moving a little slowly, because the Knight would be the second slowest moving Knight in the deck. Examining something really closely before you rush in, because the Eight of Wands is fast moving situations or messages. It could be that things moved really fast in the beginning and now you want to pull back and take your time with it. You still want to take action towards it, but maybe you've slowed down significantly. The Sun card shows me that there's an opportunity for growth, illumination, happiness. Progress is the main thing coming up for me. Progress and growth and just like achievement, like it says stepping stones, like achieving some type of milestone, or just growing up. Inner growth, growth of the inner child. The Seven of Swords, I think, represents strategizing and being in the head about how you want to execute your plans. And I think there's a need to just have patience and to just be clear about what you want. I think this is you trying to execute the how, and this is not what you should be focused on. I think you should just be focused on maintaining your balance, your keeping your mood balanced, your emotions balanced, and keeping your vision clear. Being very clear and thorough in the mental space about what it is that you want. Not too worried about executing. Just be clear about what you want. Have the vision in your mind. Be able to explain it if someone asks, and focus on balancing your emotions and your temperament. I think that the Seven of Swords is like you trying to do too much and not being able to execute thoroughly, because it's not for you to execute. This is something that's meant for you to just allow the divine to take over, because temperance can also be looked at like wish fulfillment, or external forces coming in to balance things out, working something out like it's beyond your control, and all you can do is be clear and decide what it is that you want. You can strategize and use your judgment and use your logic here, but ultimately executing this plan, like maybe you should just be planning instead of executing. Maybe you should just be planning and getting very clear on what your vision is, what you want, and communicating those ideas. Let's go ahead and elaborate. Show me the Sun card, please. The Six of Pentacles. could be some type of reward. There could be some type of money coming to you that could be giving you a lot of fulfillment and happiness. Um, Show me more about the Sun card, please. Two of Swords. Some of you could be receiving some type of gift. Um, this Two of Swords came out, and it makes me feel like there's some type of mistrust. Like you don't trust the that something is genuine, or that something doesn't have strings attached. There's a yeah, maybe you feel like I don't know enough, that I don't have enough details to accept this. Maybe there's some type of trick. It's like very suspicious. This feels very suspicious. But I think you should just focus on how you feel, because if you feel good and if it brings this type of growth and this type of happiness and illumination into your life, then it probably isn't what it seems. But I'm going to further clarify these cards. Show me the Seven of Swords. Five of Swords. Look at that. Running off with the Five Swords. Um, yeah, this could be someone like accepting defeat before they need to, like quitting. It feels like quitting, like, oh, I'm just gonna run out because there's no way I can execute this correctly. And I don't think the execution is yours to worry about. I think you should just kind of just be doing your best and putting your best foot forward. But this is like leaving something behind before it leads to destruction. But with the Seven of Swords, it can be a semi-deceitful energy. It could be like self-deceit, fooling oneself, or like a trickster type of energy. But I think you are tricking yourself into believing that something is over before it actually is. Like that there's no chance of following through with something before that's been made obvious. There's a need to be tactful. You could be feeling just overwhelmed, feeling kind of beaten up, feeling like you can't win. Anything else for the Seven of Swords? It's like running away because you feel like you can't win. Instead of seeing it through to the end, it's kind of like giving up. Shadow side. Yeah. I think this is a situation that's probably triggering you. It's probably bringing up a lot of fears. I think the fear is actually with following through. Facing the fact that something may not work out how you want it to, but just being genuine and following through anyway. I think it is having a sense of control over you, because this would be the Devil card and this deck, the shadow side. So I think it is triggering you, and it is bringing up your shadow side, and it's causing you to run, or just to shut down and close your mind to something. Just be kind of closed-minded or closed off to something, not seeing everything for what it is, not seeing generosity and abundance for what it is, feeling like, no, I'm missing something. I can't make a decision because there's something I'm missing. I have to run off. I can't do this. The Two Swords here that you left behind. Maybe there's some type of decision that you're leaving behind. It's like, nope, I'm not doing this. This is hard. This is scary. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I don't know how to move forward in this situation. I don't know how to work through this fear, so I'm just not going to. I'm just going to run away. I don't want to make this decision, so I'm running from making this decision. You know what I'm saying? Like leaving those Two Swords behind, not making that decision. Let's see what Temperance is about, and I'm going to clarify these cards further. Show me Temperance. Okay, we have Six of Wands, Eight of Wands. I think there's a need for patience And for balance, temperance is about balancing your emotions, balancing your like your reaction to things, and instead of reacting, just taking your time and just being patient with yourself. And it's also just external forces. It can be looked at like a guardian angel, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy. Um, it's restoring balance and equilibrium. I think it's just like waiting for things to balance out on their own. Um, and I think if you just kind of sit back and allow temperance to take over the situation, things will move quickly, and there will be success with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. Um, it's also spiritual healing and transformation with the Temperance card. It can also be divine messages, synchronicities, things like that. Um, I think there's a need to pay attention to all of the signs around you, and whether they point to destruction or whether they point to success and happiness and things moving swiftly. And it could be that things have been moving swiftly, and that is what frightens you too. Maybe you feel like it's moving too fast, it's out of your control, and you can't get a grip on things. Show me the King of Swords. Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that uh, your focus has probably been on other priorities, and also prioritizing your security and feeling safe. Um, and I think anything that challenges that, not necessarily challenges it, but that makes you this different from the norm. Hi, how are you? Anything that's different from the norm right now kind of has you not so much on edge, but it's like no, um not feeling that. It makes you feel uncomfortable, so you're just focusing on your priorities, your home, your work life, the things that make you feel safe and secure. And this situation could be just making you feel a little bit insecure. Okay. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you are working really hard on other things, work, home, family, working towards some type of achievement. But I think there is something that you're ignoring. I think you're diving into work or other things to get your mind off of it, and to just so you won't have to think about it, or I don't know. So maybe it doesn't bother you as much, or yeah, it feels like some self deception. Like, oh, I'll just do this instead. I'll just focus on this instead, and things will fall into place. Um, you could be just thinking like, oh, I just won't do anything, and everything will be fine. Everything will be successful, and there's gonna be communication, and we'll celebrate, and everything will be fine. If you know, there's gonna be nothing but good times if I just fall back and allow things to work itself out. And that's true to an extent, but there has to be some type of effort on your part. You can't run from this and think you're going to be able to work through it successfully, because that's not logical. Show me the Six of Pentacles. Two of Two of Swords again. A lot of indecision, not making the choice about something, feeling like you don't have enough information, or just not refusing to look at what's in front of you, refusing to see how abundant something is, how great something is. Something, I don't know, maybe it's something you don't trust about it. Show me the Two of Swords. Self-victimization, Eight of Swords. So yeah, you could be overreacting. You could just be having a lot of anxiety. You could be feeling like just not having trust, in another person, in the validity of a situation. Show me more about the Two of Swords. You're all in your head. It's definitely a lot of mental energy here. A lot of swords. Eight of Cups. There's a need to leave this part of you behind. Your way of thinking, your perception. There's a need for a new perception, to walk away from your old perception. But for whatever reason, it's very painful for you. two eights here. And I think it does lead to abundance. Because 8 is a number of abundance and achievement. You got the 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck as well. There's a need to leave this closed-mindedness to this type of perception that you have. This closed-minded perception behind. There's a need to walk away from that. And also probably leave some emotional baggage behind as well. Anything else for Two of Swords? Yeah, I think holding on to this only keeps you in a state of emotional immaturity with the King of Cups reversed. It probably is causing you to act out in an emotionally immature way or an emotionally manipulative way. Trying to keep something because it is generous or it is abundant for you, but not wanting to make a complete decision about it, which is a form of manipulation. Anything else for Two of Swords? Nine of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna take all three of these. So we have the Fool, the Hierophant, and the Nine of Cups. So I think there is a need for you to take a chance, take a leap of faith, to unlearn. With the Hierophant here, it's about learning new lessons, new rules, establishing yourself with a new foundation, a new principles, learning new things that leads to emotional stability. There's a need to take a leap of faith, take a chance, to find a new way of doing something so that it does bring emotional fulfillment. Because it's like the old way of doing things is not working for you, but the new way is triggering you. So it's like, do you want the pain of growth or do you want the pain of staying where you are? And I think there's a need for you to take a chance to do something new, to try something new. I think it will lead to emotional fulfillment and happiness on your own. Show me the Five of Swords. That's how you get to the growth of the Sun card. Yeah. Ten of Cups. There's a lot of anxiety here. Something makes you very happy, but for whatever reason, you're absolutely afraid of it. Maybe you feel like it's going to have some type of control over you. Show me more about the Five of Swords. It's like you're walking away from it. You feel like it's going to lead to destruction, but the Ten of Cups is here. It's like maybe you feel like you're going to fuck it up. Maybe you feel like, oh, I'm just going to mess it up. I don't know how to do this, so I'm just going to run. Because I don't have the tools. I don't know, I don't have the plan to execute this properly. Or I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm scared that I'm going to mess it up, so I'm just going to leave it behind. But it's like everything that you ever wanted. It's communal support, it's family, it's loving, it's that ultimate happiness. Anything else for Five of Swords? Maybe you feel like you lost it, you missed out on it, you missed your opportunity. Eight of Wands. Maybe you feel like it's come and gone too quickly. I think there is a need to take action with the Eight of Wands here. There is a need to take action, but not in the direction you're taking action. There's a need to take action towards the decision about how you're going to deal with feeling so beaten up and feeling so consumed by this fear, by this worry, by this whatever this shadow side is, whatever that represents for you. Maybe this is something you feel like you're obsessed with. Show me the shadow side. Show me the Devil. Ace of Clouds. And Temperance. The Ace of Clouds, or the Ace of Swords, I do think it represents new ideas, like getting clarity in the mental space, having truth, and like a breakthrough in the mental space, new ideas. And I think if you just breathe, with temperance being here, if you just take a moment to, instead of giving into this fear, if you just take a moment to calm yourself and to balance your emotions, the clarity will come of how you should deal with this. You'll get that one sword out of those two swords. That indecision will become a decision. But there is a need to sit with this emotion and sit with this energy, balance it, balance yourself, balance your emotions until that clarity comes in. I hope that makes sense. Because there will be success, and things will move swiftly. The Eight of Wands again, and it was at the bottom of this deck also. So that it's like things will move swiftly. I think there's just a need to decide and get clear and to really just settle your emotions, because there could be so much anxiety going on that you're missing things that are right in front of you because you're so worked up. Show me the Eight of Wands with temperance. Okay. Novice of Lightning, Page of Wands, exploration. This represents good news, the Page of Wands. I think it also represents communication. It could be flirting. Could also be spiritual messages or a spiritual messenger. Show me the Eight of Wands again, please. It could be spiritual messages coming in really swiftly for you. Four of Cups. Yeah, I think if you sit in contemplation and you allow your emotions to balance, maybe in meditation, um, or you consider your options long enough, the inspiration will come to you, the messages will come to you, they'll flow right in really quickly, and it's like you'll know exactly what to do. Show me the Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Defense. I think instead of defense is okay. I'm sorry. Seven of Wands is about standing up for yourself or what you believe in, or also standing up for others, being resilient. And I think this represents that you want to be successful and you want happiness and you want um, relationships that involve happiness and balance and success and growth, and you're fighting for that. But this is, with temperance being here, it just makes me feel like you're fighting too hard. It's too aggressive. Show me more about Six of Wands. The Star, rejuvenation. The Star is also about healing, spiritual synchronicities, or wish fulfillment. With these two cards, it represents getting a lot of attention also. It's Aquarius energy. I think the Seven of Wands does feel very, very defensive, and I think it's too defensive to the point where it is kind of blocking out the healing and rejuvenation that wants to come in, because it's so on guard. The Star card is also just about again, with temperance, about patience. Anything else? Five of Clouds. There's a need for acceptance. Um, this five of Swords feels like self-defeat, like someone beating themselves up about something. Show me this Five of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. For this one, I would say, like, it's time to walk away from that. Like, the Wheel of Fortune represents divine timing, fate. But this is also just like delay in the reverse. So it's like you're walking away from it and you're delaying your fate. You're delaying your own destiny by walking away and accepting defeat, because it feels premature. It does feel premature. I feel like there's a need for more patience than accepting of defeat. Let's look at the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, the Two of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Show me the Two of Pentacles. The Chariot. Yeah, I think you are just deciding to focus on the things that you have control over, your priorities, the things that you have tangible access to, like paying your bills, taking care of your home, your family, your body, your responsibilities, and just moving swiftly in that direction, and taking care of those things, building some momentum, and having some success there. Yeah, the Seven of Gems, achievement. Two sevens. So yeah, you are having success um, in the materialistic way. I think money and home are going well for you, because I think that's where you're channeling all of your energy. You could be transmuting your anxiety and your emotions into your work life, and that could be working well for you in work, but it's not going to work well for you with emotions and anxiety. You have to properly work through those things. The Seven of uh, Pentacles is also about seeing the fruits of your labor, um, watching the seed sprout for what you've invested, seeing the things that you've invested in, and continuing to put your effort into those things. Show me the Four of Pentacles. You're holding really tightly onto the things that make you feel safe, and there's a need to kind of relax a little bit. You could be holding on to something that makes you feel safe, but there could be something better that wants to come in for you. Four of Swords being here, representing rest. Also, not thinking so much about things, resting your mind, having your mind at ease. Yeah, Five of Cups, loss. I think there's something that you're holding on to that you need to let go of. You need to come to a place of acceptance of letting it go so that something else can come in. The Tower. If you don't let it go, the universe will see to it that you do. So the Tower is about upheaval. It's about drastic change, unexpected change, and also just about things being either difficult or unexpected. Like I said, unexpected. Just it could represent destruction. I think if you rest your mind and you get in tune with yourself, you may like I said, the clarity will come. The Ace of Swords, it's gonna come once you balance your emotions and your mind. Um, you may need to meditate, do something that puts you in a meditative state, get connected to your higher self so that you can get the clarity for what it is that you need to let go of before it's snatched out of your hands. Because it's like likely what's gonna happen if you don't make the decision to do so, and it's like if you just keep distracting yourself, you're gonna make the situation worse. I know this is like all over the place. I hope it makes some sense for you. Master of Lightning at the bottom of the deck. King of Wands. This is about leadership, determination, judgment at the bottom of that, and abundance. Nine of Pentacles just beneath that. I think ultimately you need to take the lead in your life. Um, the King of Wands is someone who goes after the things that they're passionate about. Um, Very passionate, very driven. And judgment is about forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, second chances, new opportunities, learning from the past. And Nine of Pentacles, I think it's just representing a self-security, being independent and feeling fulfilled on your own. I think there is a need to offer to express your love, and I think also to express your love to yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and then the Page of Pentacles there. This is a learning, a studious energy. So you could be offering your love to someone, and being in a place of willing to learn, because I think there is some new things that you can learn from. I think you also quickly progress as you do that, because then we have the Eight of Wands followed by the King of Pentacles. So I think you progress and you learn very quickly, and you become more secure and become more aligned, overcoming this internal struggle or conflict that you have, having this ease, knowing how to execute and manifest what you want. Um, that is your reading. I hope that was helpful. Let's get some advice. Advice for Aries. The Empress, Knight of Cups, and Five of Swords. For advice, I would say to definitely use all of your resources, be creative, lead with love, and recognize when you can't win in a situation, but also just be honest about that. Because the Five of Swords is here for the third time. It's like if you give it your best shot and you know that it's not worth it, it's not worth it. But you have to give it your best shot. You have to use all of your resources. You have to work with what you have and offer your best. Be creative. Also be willing to receive. I hope that's helpful. That's the easiest way I can sum that energy up. It does feel vulnerable and it does feel powerful at the same time. Um, the World card, closing out major chapters, new cycles, new beginnings. There's a lot of newness that wants to come in. Um, yeah, that's your reading. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope that was helpful. If you want personal readings, I am available for those. The information is below, as well as my social media. And I will be back as soon as possible for collective readings and zodiac sign readings. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And until next time, peace, love, and light.